Hey guys, welcome back to Jordan, Jules, and Just Read It. I'm Jules.
And I'm Jordan.
Yeah, he is. This week on Jordan, Jules, and Just Read It, we are reading Aim of the Asshole stories. Gold classic.
I know,
So-
I feel like it's been forever, Jules.
It has been forever, Jordan. And anything you guys notice? We're in a different location.
Yeah,
Where are we?
we might be Jordan, Jules, and Just Read It, but we are just Jordan, Jules, and Just Redditing in just a different location.
Yes, we are, but we still have our trusty sign.
Yes, we are in the Hughes studio today instead of the Floral
Truly an honor.
Ferrera, however you pronounce it. But yes, we got some incredible stories going on. Danger, action, romance, a
All the feelings.
little bit of everything under the sun. And you might hear a chuckle or a few words here and there because we do have special guests today.
Kate Cam.
Miss Kate, how are you?
I'm good.
Look at
You ready to hear some stories?
Yeah, what's the theme?
Am I the
Am I
asshole?
the butthole?
I didn't know if you guys were doing that, like that one episode. We did like something else.
We are doing another one, but that's
Next
week's
week.
episode.
All right, anyhow, please, Jules,
Take it
why
away.
don't you start us off for the night?
I can do that, Jordan. Am I the asshole for truthfully and for being truthful and admitting that I find my wife unattractive after her surgery? And this was posted by OK Inevitable 7692.
Okay,
Shout out.
inevitable. Let's see why you find your wife
And there's an
unattractive.
update post too that I
Lord.
saved.
All right, get it crack.
My wife had plastic surgery recently. We had discussed it and I was against it. It was not my decision and I ultimately had no say. She looks weird now. She had the fat sucked out of her face, lip fillers, a neck lift, and other stuff I don't really get. She gives me uncanny valley vibes. It freaks me out. She is fully healed now and she wants to go back to normal, like me initiating sex. I have done so, but not as much as I used to. And when I do try and make sure there is very little light. Oh my god.
You might as well just put the brown paper bag over her head.
God. It's been a few months and I kind of dread having to look at her. Obviously, she has noticed. She has began bugging me to tell her what's up. I've tried telling her I'm just tired from work or that I'm really run down, really anything except the truth. She broke down and asked me if I was having an affair. I said I wasn't. She asked to look at my phone. I unlocked it for her and handed it over. I wasn't worried about her finding anything because there's nothing to find. She spent an hour looking through it and found nothing. She asked me to explain why I changed. I tried explaining, and I just wasn't interested right now. Nothing I said was good enough for her. She kept digging. I finally told her the truth. I wasn't harsh or brutally honest. I just told her that her new face wasn't something I found attractive and that I was turned off. She asked if that's why I turn off all the lights now. I said yes. She started crying and said that she needs time alone. She wants to stay with her sister. I have been called every name in the book since this happened. Her sister said I'm a piece of shit for insulting my wife's looks. Her friends all think I'm an asshole. I try not to say anything. I can't force myself to find her attractive. I still love her, but her new face is just weird now. She looks like the blue alien from The Fifth Element.
All right, what's
You just had to add that.
what's the update?
Well, the top comment is, or should I do the top comment? Yeah. Not the asshole. I think you handled the situation as well as you could, but there's a difficult conversation you and her need to have soon. It really is. Because you do need some sort of attraction to your significant other.
And yeah, for
Okay.
a relationship to.
Because
work.
people, even if people like don't have plastic surgery, some people just break up with people because of that.
Yeah.
Like because they're not attracted to people. So you can't really be the asshole.
But the thing that sucks is, like, she didn't look like that when Like, this is something that happened, like, halfway through the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there should have been a conversation, like, about that when it first happened. Like, I feel like that important conversation should have came a little earlier. And so, because he was kind of making her feel bad about it and, like, not knowing, and then she thought it was an affair and all this. So if he just...
They didn't put it off.
It's really hard.
Yeah. But then again, maybe she looks drastically different than he would have even thought that she was going to look.
You should have uploaded pictures.
But anyway,
No, that would have been a soul move to do.
Okay, update on finding my wife unattractive after her plastic surgery. My wife came home yesterday and we finally had a long talk. She told me that the reason she had the surgery was because her mom and sister talked her into it. They convinced her that she was starting to look old and that I would find someone else to be with if she did not have something done. That was why her mom gave her the money for the operations. Jesus. Her mom and sister look like Bruce Campbell in Escape from LA. They're the very last people on the planet that should be telling anyone to get plastic surgery. I used some of the comments I read on my post as talking points. I told her that I loved her and that she was the person that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. I told her that the surgery would take a while longer to settle. Wait, what? I told her that the surgery would take a while longer to settle down, and that as I got more used to her new face, I would learn to appreciate it. She asked me if I wanted her to see if she can get it reversed. I almost screamed at her. The last thing in the world I want is for her to fuck up her face more than it already is.
Oh my God!
I asked her if she could please just leave it and let me get used to it. Honey, let me get used to your new face. Don't f it up anymore. Please, for the love of God.
This dude needs to like word his posts better. Like this is
For real.
I will say that makes me feel bad that like she had like, cause it's not like she just was like, oh, I just want to get, my lips done or my face lift or anything. She like was peer pressure into it by her own mom.
Making
And
her feel
sister.
ugly.
Yeah.
That's
Making
so
her feel
messed
ugly,
up.
and then imagine feeling like my husband loved me before and now I totally messed it up. But I feel like I also would have been like, well, let me go see if I can like reverse it.
Yeah, because she probably feels so helpless.
Probably reverse the lip filler, and if she had filler in her face, she could, get rid of that. But obviously a facelift you can't really do anything about.
No.
But your facelift, like even after like a year of it, it takes a lot of time.
And she got the fat and stuff, like the buccal fat removed from her face. That's what he was saying, like Uncanny Valley. A lot of the celebrities and stuff are doing it. It
Yeah.
makes her just look really weird. Anyway, I know. We talked for about 3 hours and we decided that her mom and sister would not be a part of any decisions in our life going forward. She's going to leave her face alone and give me a chance to get used to it. We are going to look into a marriage counselor and maybe individual counselings for each of us. I'm going to make an effort to show her every day how I still find her desirable, and she's going to make an effort to believe me when I tell her I love her the way that she is. We are going to talk to her mom and sister and tell them that we are taking a break from them. We are going to block them and get our shit together before we allow them back in our lives. Thank you to everyone who tried to help. I would like to add that I did not think there were that many guys out there with a weird blue squid lady fetish. It isn't for me, but you do you.
Oh, that's it's a bit
Blue
weird of an
squid
ending.
Lady
Fetish.
Lady fetish? What even is that?
I
I kind of
don't
want to
know.
look it up. Should I look it up?
Do not look it up.
Okay.
FBI will be busting down your
No,
door.
for real.
Wait, blue people fetish?
Blue squid lady
fetish.
Yeah. OP, I'm gonna give you like a 2 out of 5. Just for like the wording of it and like how he's going about it. 1, the conversation should have been had earlier. And 2, just like you just don't say that kind of stuff like
About your wife, dude. Like,
about your wife online to strangers. Like that's not good.
no.
So yeah, OP 2 out of 5. Mom and sister 4 out of 5.
For real.
Forcing her to go through that kind of surgery.
They were probably just insecure. They probably thought she was pretty, and they
Yeah.
just looked like shit.
Yeah, thought she was prettier than them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fix up your face like us.
So yes, OP 2 out of 5. Mother and sister 4 out of 5. Wife 0 out of 5.
Yeah, I feel
Pure
bad.
victim.
Yeah. OP. I'm gonna go 1 out of 5 because he still does love his wife. It was just I give you the 1 because of the wording. You sound like a so maybe fix that. Mom and sister, 4 out of 5. Y'all sounds like some pieces of you don't tell your daughter to get plastic surgery and that she's looking old and her husband's gonna cheat on her. Sounds like some projecting.
Yep.
But yeah, that was that. Jordan, please take it away.
I will say it was nice of the family pay for it though.
I know, right? Right?
Let me
Pay
let
to
me help
mess
you.
up the daughter's looks.
Yeah, 'cause at least it wasn't like you should go do this and this girl spent all this money, you know, and all that. So.
All right, this one is traditional_worth 978. Am I the butthole for reminding my brother he chose his son's therapist and he needs to stop blaming me when I'm helping him? My 13-year-old nephew came to live with me in December. This is a temporary, but we're not sure how long he'll be here arrangement. My husband and I keep him for as long as it takes. But I'll be honest, I could see him staying for years. The reason he's here, because he's full of anger about his dad, who's my older brother, got remarried 18 months ago, and my nephew has felt like his dad's stepkids get more of his time, attention, and love than him. And it has turned into hatred for his step-siblings, 5 and 6 years old. And in December, he unleashed all that anger on the kids and yelled at them. He told them he hated them. He wished they would die so he could have his dad back, and any number of things. My brother had taken his focus off of his son a lot after remarrying and was shocked by the outburst, and calming my nephew down took hours because he yelled at his dad when he was finished yelling at the kids. My SIL attempted to step in, but my nephew yelled at her and then went back to yelling at his dad. It was the first time my brother realized his son was angry. It was a loud behind slurp. I hadn't seen them since my brother's wedding, and it was a big change. My nephew had mixed emotions on the day of the wedding, and we talked about it, but he wasn't angry. But in the months that followed, that anger became a concern. My brother didn't see it. After talking to my nephew when he was calmer, quote, quote, he realized more outbursts were going to happen, which led him to reaching out and asking me if my husband and I could let my nephew stay for a while. He was honest that he didn't know how long he didn't want to send his stepkids packing and didn't want my nephew to feel like this was the end of the marriage and it would be back to just the two of them, so he didn't want to move out with him. I told him, assuming he arranged for therapy and everything else, that was fine. My brother sends a weekly amount to cover expenses for my nephew. My brother set up a therapist for him where I live, and then in parentheses, we're a couple hours from each other, in parentheses, and my nephew is doing school virtually right now. My brother drives out to see him once a week and joins him for therapy some weeks, but he's not happy with what the therapist is saying. He confronted me on it and trying to blame me for the choice of therapist because therapy wasn't a quick fix. He told me what is it doing? What good is it doing if he's here and with the therapist and we're not helping? He asked what sort of therapist I was bringing him to. Those were just the kinds of comments. I reminded him that he chose the therapist and I was helping him, so he needed to stop blaming me. My brother told me there wasn't another option, as much as others might disagree, which makes me think the therapist suggested something he disagreed with. But my brother left angry, and he called me a couple days later and told me I don't need to turn on him when he doesn't have a freaking clue what to do. And he's still coming to terms with the fact that his son hates him and hates innocent kids who did nothing wrong. Am I the butthole?
I'm not gonna lie right now, I'm confused.
On.
Just like, give me like a gist of the situation here.
Give you a Jules version of it?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so the father remarried,
Okay.
gave all the attention to the new kids and not his biological son.
Okay.
Biological son got angry at dad and had an outburst on the kids and the father,
Okay.
right? So now biological kid lives with aunt and uncle,
Right.
and aunt and uncle are just housing him. The father chose the therapist the kid's going to and is like supporting that. But the therapist probably said something in the meeting that the dad didn't agree with. So he's yelling at the aunt and uncle, what kind of therapist did you choose, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, it was the father that chose the therapist.
Okay.
So OP, 0 out of 5. You're literally just housing a kid and doing absolutely nothing wrong.
Oh yeah, OP's aunt and uncle. Or
Yes,
one of them.
OP, I want to say is the aunt. Or uncle, could be. See, we're progressive here.
It's 2025.
It's 2025.
Don't want to misgender anybody, okay?
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, OP is just housing the kid.
Yeah, 0 out of 5.
Yeah.
Sounds like the dad needs to.
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
You know what? 4 out of 5.
He's just spazzy.
Yep. 1, disregarding your kid. 2, yelling at the therapist. 3, blaming your younger sibling. And 4, just cuz.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Accumulation of all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like the dad was like, oh, like, I hate that. As soon as the therapist says something that they don't want to hear, they're like, oh, like, what kind of therapist is that? Like, they don't want, why do they have a license?
What the hell?
They don't know what they're talking about. So it sounds like the dad or the therapist told the son something and maybe would, like, allow him to have, like, a breakthrough or something like that, like, emotionally. And the dad didn't agree with, like, that's not his place. So
Nope.
I agree.
All right.
Back at it.
Turn your computer back on. I want you guys to know that when she reads, or the text is super huge and she uses her fingers as she follows.
Talking like that. I don't know why. I swear to God, like when I read just in general, I skip lines and shit. My brain, I think it's part of my ADHD. It's really funny.
Look how big it is. That's what she said.
And I still have to follow along. Whatever.
It's just because I noticed it tonight because she's sitting right here. I just watched her go. I watched her go like this.
Because it helps me read.
Yeah, whatever you need.
Skip lines.
I know you have trouble. Anywho, please, Jules, let's start the next.
I'm not stupid, I promise.
You're Jules.
Okay.
Man, y'all gotta start paying me for this. These zingers.
Zingers that are horrible.
Yeah, just read the story.
She's trying so hard.
She made it really tiny now.
Sounds like it's your fault.
How's you gonna be tripping and stumbling over
Okay.
Indeed, guys. Yeah, put your hood up.
I am putting my hood up. Am I the asshole for threatening to sue both the school and the family of my daughter's bully? Question mark. And this is posted by Fantastic Swing 4853. So shout out. I 30 male and my husband. Up! I skip lines when I read.
I was watching your hands to see if you were gonna follow along with the math.
It helps. Okay.
I don't even know if the camera can see.
Yeah, cut it out. Cut the cameras.
My camera died because of how long we took.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh.
Which means in between the next one, we're going to have to wait.
Charge it.
15
Okay.
minutes.
I 30 male and my husband 33 male have an 11-year-old daughter who's been going through severe bullying at school. It just keeps getting worse. It started off with just name calling, but has gotten worse over the past few weeks. Context, she's adopted, which is something we've always been open about and celebrated as a part of her story.
No.
Y'all
She's
okay?
messing with the camera system.
I don't need to be on camera.
Yes, you do. It's Cake Cam.
Oh, look how cute. It's Maggie Cam.
That's
Bailey.
It's Bailey Cam.
Oh my God. Just read the story.
Well, y'all were fucking distracting me. Okay. Recently, some kids found out about her adoption and started saying horrible things, telling her stuff like her birth mother didn't want her. Oh, okay, that was it. Sorry, I thought there was going to be more. I tell her that she's unwanted. Damn. Tell her she's a reject, in parentheses, which is not the case. Her mother loved her very much, to the point she literally gave her life so she could be here.
Oh.
My God. If that wasn't bad enough, a few days ago, she came home in tears with her hair butchered. They'd cut off 2 inches of her ponytail while in class, and while they were all taunting her and calling her names and laughing at her reaction. They will follow her through the halls to make fun of her on a regular basis now. Both my husband and I have been in touch with the school about the bullying more times than I can count. I emailed, called, even showed up in person to speak with the teachers and the principals, but all I got were empty promises that they'd look into it. Nothing's changed, and my daughter's mental health has been taking a hit, and she's anxious and struggling to sleep, and now begs us not to send her to school. Finally, out of frustration and feeling like no one's taking this seriously, we reached out to a lawyer to explore legal action against both the school and the bully's family. Only when the school and her parents learned that we were considering legal action did they start to act. Suddenly, the school calls me saying that they're moving the bully out of my daughter's class and claim that they had a talk with her. The girl's parents reached out too, saying that they'd talked to their daughter and promised it would stop. But honestly, I don't believe them. It feels like they're all saying this just to get me to back off and avoid the legal consequences. I worry that once the dust settles, things will go right back to how they were, and my daughter will still be dealing with this. My family thinks I should give the school and parents a chance now that they're finally taking action, but I feel like this is all for show. So am I the asshole for moving forward with legal action, even though the school and the bully's parents now claim they're handling it?
No, completely justified.
Completely. And it's not like it's just like some name calling and stuff. Like this is some like
physical
deep shit.
harm.
It's physical harm. It's constant. And it's like hitting deep to where like calling her a reject and stuff. Like that's like you calling another human being that? Like what's wrong with you?
Physical assault on, it was the daughter, right?
Yeah, they cut off her ponytail.
Physical assault with cutting the hair and like emotional damage.
Like that's beyond bullying. That's assault.
Lawyer up.
I would have said, you're being sued, and I'm going to shave your daughter's head till you're bald in front of everybody.
Until you're bald.
Yeah.
Shave that head till you're bald.
Yeah, like, literally, if you're going to cut my kid's ponytail, like, I will do the suing part, and then I'll be like, also part of this is that I need...
Public humiliation.
Yes.
Communication.
Humiliation. So, yeah.
See, I can't read, Kate can't talk, it's just...
And Jordan can't do
Jordan's
either.
the perfect one!
And Jordan can't do either.
What you mean I can't do either? This is the most feistiest
She can't
Jordan.
read, I can't talk, and you can't do either.
I can do both. I can read. Talk.
Sounds like a little kid. I can read.
This is going to be the most feistiest Jordan, Jules, and just Reddit them all.
I know.
Because we're about to start throwing hands.
When I hit you, I want you to put that. I'm going to make an edit of that and make it look like we got into a physical altercation.
Make it AI illustrations.
I'll do like the little teaser in the beginning. No, we're still going. But yeah, OP.
Not the
0
asshole.
out of 5. Bully.
5 out of 5.
Jordan
4
only
out of
saves
5.
that for really...
I have to really connect.
We
with
got
People could
our
hurt
first
them.
5 out of 5 last episode, right? Or the
Yes.
episode before that.
People
Last
could
recording
like
time.
seriously hurt themselves over bullying, and I just feel like it's serious. It's not like
No, seriously, and the fact that everyone in, like, their community was just brushing it off. Like I said, these kids are cruel. What is wrong with children?
I know. They're horrible.
So, no, I hope you get that bag, OP, honestly. Keep going. Keep going forward.
Right.
How cool would, sorry, real quick. How cool would it be if, like, we got recognized, like, someone from one of these stories, like, saw our podcast? Not now,
I'm
but I'm just
so
saying
sorry.
in the future.
I am so sorry. Look, she leaned into
you
it.
should just comment under each of them your link to your video.
Hey, guys, we covered
Hey,
the
we
story.
just read this.
Anyway, go ahead.
Alright. This was by, it's a throwaway account, but frequent_trainer_67. My husband needs to touch my breast to fall asleep. I'm exhausted and need a divorce. Am I the butthole? Throwaway because my main has personal info. And pretty much what the title says. My 26... Oh, the OP, 26 female, and husband, 30 male, have been together for 5 years, and he needs to touch my breast, boobs, / whatever to fall asleep. Every single day he goes to bed around 10:30 to 11. It was your jug.
My jug?
Jug of pee. Or is
It's a Borg.
Well, it's Crunks, Jordan, and Jules, and just right.
No.
Every single day, 10:30 to 11, something, and calls me over when I'm not feeling sleepy, just so he can touch my breast for his own sleep. From the very beginning of our relationship, he's had this habit. He's had this habit. At first, I thought it was cute and kind of endearing sometimes, and I didn't mind. But ever since we've married, it's become suffocating. It gets worse with how no matter what position I try to sleep in, he always reaches for me. If I turn away, he'll spoon me and still find a way. If I push his hands away or say I'm not in the mood to be touched, he either whines like I'm depriving him of something essential or gets genuinely upset. He claims... Yo! Sorry, my dog. That's what all the ruckus going on. Okay, all right, Jules. Calm down. He claims it helps him to relax and fall asleep, and I feel like I'm just an emotional support object at this point. I've tried compromising and suggesting that he holds my hand, cuddle a pillow, or even just rest his hand on my stomach instead. Nope. It has to be my breast. Or he just can't sleep. And if I try to set boundaries, he makes me feel guilty, saying things like, so now you don't love me anymore? Or, this is a normal thing between partners. This has been wearing on me for years, but lately I just dread going to bed. I feel like my body isn't even mine in my own home. The main reason this makes me feel so mad is because this is the only form of affection I get from him. Forget cuddles or random kisses. He doesn't even give me a hug. A hug! In all capitals. The last time I got one was on my birthday, and that was a year ago, so it must be her birthday now. He only needs my boobs. I finally snapped last week after a long day when he reached for me again. I told him I can't live like this anymore. He got angry and accused me of being dramatic and said I was threatening our marriage over something so small. But to me, it's not small. It's a constant, daily violation of my comfort. What makes this even worse for me is the fact that my husband does nothing to help me at home. He goes to work at 8, I go at 5. He comes back by 5 p.m., I come back by 7. From 7 p.m. to 12, I have to make up for all the chores at the home. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc. while he plays some games in his room. On weekends, he doesn't even help. He refuses to do anything, so naturally I just have to make up for being the bigger person, and when it's time for him to fall asleep, he calls me over just to touch my breast. While I have to wait it out until he sleeps so I can go back to the housework, he doesn't lift a finger. I know this sounds stupid and ridiculous. I probably sound like a whiny child venting, but I can't anymore. I called my sister, who I'm closest to, and told her everything. She said that I'm weird for divorcing over something like this. I called my best friend of a decade, and she said that she understands me, but divorce is just overblown. I'm going crazy. I don't know if I'm being so ridiculous at this point. I don't even know how to bring this up to my mom, MIL, or anyone at all. I feel like I'm a butthole for considering divorce for something like this. Am I the butthole? Will people even take me seriously?
You don't got yourself a man, you got yourself a little boy.
A baby.
A
that
baby
needs
bitch
to
boy.
Suckle on the teat.
He needs titty time.
We should put a warning before this story.
So
God damn.
I didn't think he was too big of a butthole until like she started saying like he doesn't do anything, he doesn't help around, and he just like doesn't even like show her any love other than just her boobs. So it's just like I feel like that's the part where that like really gets me, is like the fact that there's no help, there's no communication, and like so yeah, honestly, I wouldn't jump to divorce until you have another conversation, and then if that doesn't go anywhere, then I would jump to divorce.
We need more info. Like we don't know. That's the tough thing about reading these, is like we only get OP's side, and not saying that OP's wrong. We're just saying that like we don't have the husband's side, because he could be portraying this completely different, or like his perspective might be completely different on this. But if what she is saying is true, and he's basically just using her on a very superficial level, I definitely say that, like, maybe not jump to divorce, but definitely you need to have a talk with him.
I'm an ally to women, and this is a violation. Why are y'all laughing? This is a violation of a woman. As soon as she set those boundaries, he should have listened. Because he's not listening, it's a 4 out of 5. It's horrible. Get away from that man. He's a monster. But no, OP, 0 out of 5. Husband, 4 out of 5. Sister, 3 out of 5. We're not even believing her and
I know.
like
Well,
gaslighting
she's
her.
probably stuck in a similar situation.
Who knows? But shout out to that best friend who agreed. I'd say best friend 1 out of 5.
Why would she like him? Because if she liked him, she would tell her to get a divorce.
Oh yeah, true.
But anywho, this is our final story for the night. Jules is going to sweetly read this off, no problems. Nice.
Sorry.
This is why we
Someone
can't
cut
bring
Kate Cam.
amateurs. Yeah.
I really want you to cut Kate
She
Cam.
did not want this at all. She literally said no, and Jordan proceeded to set it up for her.
Yeah, and your camera's dead. So when I tried to turn this around, you said
minutes to start. Anyhow.
I'll read final story. Am I the asshole for continuously treating her triophobia? And if you don't know what triophobia is, here's the definition right here.
Why you make me do so much work? Just read the definition.
It's a screenshot. Oh. It is a screenshot. I will happily edit the episode, Jordan. You want that?
Hey, you got 4 cameras to go through now.
I can do it. But anyway, fine. I'll read what triophobia is because you can't put a screenshot.
Yeah, all the audio listeners, they can't read
Oh,
a screenshot.
that's true.
Yeah.
Whatever, sorry. Triophobia is an aversion or fear of clusters of holes or bumps. So, triophobia warning. This would freak out a triophobe. Apparently it's a pretty prevalent thing. I didn't know about that.
I'm built different. That don't scare me.
And this is written by Toads. Shout out
Toads.
Toads.
Okay.
I, 19, female, have had acne for so long that I honestly can't remember my skin without it. I used to wear a lot of concealer to cover it up, but that only made things worse. Eventually, I realized my skin was controlling my life, in parentheses, and draining my bank account. So when I started a new school, I decided to stop wearing makeup. My skin still isn't great, but I'm on medication, so I have some hope that it will improve. Here's the problem. There's this girl in my class, let's call her Callie, 18 female, who has triophobia. I had no idea until we were put in a group together. The moment I spoke to her, she started crying. Naturally, I asked her what was wrong, and she screamed at me that my face was triggering her triophobia. Yeah. Oh my god. Her friends immediately jumped in to try to comfort her, and I just sat there, confused, wondering if I was supposed to apologize for my skin, something I obviously can't choose. When I tried to speak to her again, she told me to shut up and leave because I was drawing attention to myself by talking. I asked what she expected me to do about it, and she said that I could at least wear concealer. I explained that it wasn't a good option because it was expensive and just worsened my acne. Her friends just glared at me and called me selfish. That was just the first incident. Ever since, anytime I sit near Callie or have to present myself in the front of class, she starts dry heaving or crying. In parentheses, having a panic attack? ? It's disrupting lessons so much that my teacher pulled me aside and asked me if I could just wear concealer for the sake of keeping the peace. She admitted it wasn't fair, but she said she couldn't think of another solution. I already feel like such a freak because of my skin. I know my skin is horrid, but why am I the one expected to cater to Callie? I didn't choose to have acne any more than she chose to have triophobia. I can't help but feel like I'm being unfairly treated here, but at the same time, I know she can't control her reaction either. So, am I the asshole? Should I just wear the damn concealer?
No.
You know what what a solution would be is take her out of the freaking group project with her.
Tell Callie to control her eyes.
Yeah, tell Callie don't look at me then.
Yeah, don't look at me, but like for real. She's presenting class. Here we go.
Because like I don't know. How can you tell someone like what to do about their skin and all that? Like I don't know. Like
how close do you have to? Like I wonder how bad. I'm just real curious on how bad.
Well, she probably has like cystic acne.
Yeah.
So it is probably bad, but
no, you can't tell somebody to just control how their skin looks. Oh, put the makeup on, blah blah blah. No.
It sounds like that's like a part where you have to go to like exposure therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick story, I had I forget what the name of it is, but I had a fear of throwing up, and I remember I had to go to like exposure therapy, and literally
they force you to throw up.
No, but the therapist would like it would the sounds simulate. So she took me into the bathroom and like had me chew up food and like pretend to throw it up. That's what exposure therapy is. So Callie, I think you need some exposure therapy, baby. It does wonders. For real, for real. I mean, that therapist didn't help me at all. I stopped going. I just grew out of it. But no, that's not fair. I can just
imagine this therapist like, all right, Jules, now take these carrots, munch them up, and spit them into the toilet.
It was weird,
Pretend you're throwing up.
It was weird. Shout out AI Hospital, though. It's a really good hospital.
Except for that just adds to weird.
I don't know. But no.
What does top comment say?
Top comment: if her mental health is fragile enough that she reacts this way because someone near her has skin that isn't smooth enough, this is a situation where she should be seeking intensive therapy, not pushing you to accommodate her. She can't control the skin and makeup habits of every single person she might run into. Even if you cave, there will always be people who exist out in the world with skin that has pimples on it. They are literally pressuring you to make your medical condition worse instead of putting in the work to make hers better. Absolutely not the asshole. Do not give in here. Absolutely agreed. Callie, you need therapy, baby girl. It'll do wonders, believe me. And if it doesn't, look away.
Yeah.
Because it's not like she's forced to look at her.
No.
That makes no sense.
Oh, well.
That kind of pisses
Good luck,
me off.
Callie.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I feel like we got some good stories.
We got some really good stories.
Had some laughs.
Yes,
had some
we did.
cries. Got abused.
Shut up.
But I want to thank you, each and every single one of you, for joining us. Jules, any final words for the people?
Guys, thank you so much for listening. And also, I just want to say, I have had like a lot of my friends come up to me and say how much they enjoy the podcast. So I just want to say thank you so much for listening, and we love and care about you. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And all my friends come up and say, "You have a podcast?"
You gotta promote that shit more.
I do. But anywho, that does it for us. Everybody have a safe, wonderful night. Like, comment, subscribe.
Share with your friends.
Tell your second cousin about us, and we will see you all in the next episode.
Bye.
Ready, break.